invited the congregation to come and just share any testimonies that folks had that they would like to encourage others. And so I have 4 here that I'd like to share this morning. Again, I mentioned about using first names. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to say those that have sent in are part of our congregation. And I'm just going to read these to encourage you out there to say, God is at work during this time. The first one is related to someone that said after reading God's Word and listening to Bible teachers and prophets, they just had an overwhelming feeling one evening that our time on earth is short and that they needed to be more aware of the opportunities of pointing people to Christ. And so they went out and they, again, were just with that sense of being ready. They went out the next day and had 2 opportunities, one at Walmart and the other at Target, just to be an encouraging person to the person that they met there. And this sense from the Spirit also prompted them to remember a dream that they had actually a year ago. And while I'll not read the dream, I wanted to just conclude this testimony by saying this. They said that many people are out there that are facing fears and trials, and that they believe in this difficult time that we're living in, that this is an exciting point for us to come alongside of them, to minister to them, and to point people to Jesus. So that was a fantastic testimony. I really was energized by that one. Here's one that, again, job-related. They said that they had actually someone in their family get married on March the 14th, which was kind of at the front end of this. They brought the group together, and they want to report that nobody from that wedding that came together has gotten sick, so that's pretty amazing. They're excited about that. And they wanted to share also, just give testimony that they themselves, their husband and their daughter, are all working during this time, that they all are considered essential and working, and they're very humbled to have the Lord provide in that way. Here's one from an older member that perhaps we consider high risk. And here's what she says, that I think this is really amazing. It says, when I hear so much about this virus via the media, I'm forced to focus more and more on God's Word. And if I don't focus on God's Word, fear is right there knocking at my door. This pandemic is actually being used to strengthen my faith because I must keep focused and speak His Word. Wow, very, very powerful. I think that person is preaching my message this morning already. And then the last one is someone that said that they have felt like that for a number of years that they just haven't been as obedient to the call that God has placed on their life. And so they actually just yielded to the Lord and had a conversation with their pastor about that. And they said that in the midst of that, a job was being offered to them that was closer to home. And so as this is great. I'm gonna read this. They said that they applied for the job, and a week later they got a call, and the person said, "We don't want to interview you." Now, obviously, if we'd be in that kind of position, we would go, okay. They said, "We want to hire you. We don't want to interview you. We want to hire you." And they came from another county to our county, and it was right at the point where that other county, if you came from that county, you would have to be quarantined in this county for 14 days, and just within hours, they made it under the wire. They did not have to be quarantined, and they started their job immediately. And so they just went on to say how appreciative that God is, how when they just yielded to obedience, and how that just God had opened doors that they can't imagine that has happened quickly, and He's watched over the process. And what, again, an amazing testimony of God's grace. So thank you for those that sent them in. That blesses me, and I trust that will bless you as well as you hear those and are encouraged in the day and time in which we